All right, so another shout out to Daniel Taylor from Facebook. Thanks, bro. We're on the same page here with looking at Hanukkah. He's also looking at December 18th, and so am I. I just made a video recently about that, about 726 days from our potential resurrection day to get us to December 18th. It's also mentioned in Haggai 2:20, and it's got that Gregorian date of December 18th in there in the amplified version. And here's some extra things too before mentioning his chart here that I've got for you. Enoch is the first guy to go in Genesis, so that's very interesting in Genesis 5. So he's the first guy to get out of there before the flood. But he's also mentioned, he's the last character to be mentioned, well, with the exception of Jesus, in the last book before the book of Revelation. In the book of Jude, he is mentioned, and that says in verse 14 of chapter 1, now Enoch, the seventh from Adam, prophesied about these men. So he's the seventh from Adam, and we're waiting for a 7-year tribulation. I think that's pretty neat. Now, what Daniel has done with this chart is, so what he did was, with his last chart that I shared was he had 2,598 days between the blood moon tetrads of 2014 and 15 to 21 and 22, and that equals Hanukkah. So he's done some similar things here with December 18th and separating it from the blood moons in 2033 and 2034. And so what he's done with that is he's taken the difference of the days, and he's come up with the Strong's numbers. And I think this is pretty interesting. So the Strong numbers, he came with 3771. It means from heaven. 3947 is Lakesh. And I think that's the one that I'm most excited about, because that is also in the verse when it's talking about Enoch. It's so all the days of Enoch were 365 years, and in verse 24 it says Enoch walked with God, and he was not, for God took him. And there it is. He lakeshed him. So it's not only talking about Enoch, but it's like two words confirmed here through the blood moons, right? So it's the blood moons before December 18th confirmed Enoch or Hanukkah, and the blood moon after December 18th confirmed the word Lakesh. And Lakesh, I don't know if I'm saying it, Lakah, is when very often when it says to take a wife. And it's also in Genesis 2:2. When it says, then the rib which the Lord God had taken the man, there it is. That word, that 3947 Strong's, is in that verse as well. There's like 900 verses in the Old Testament where that verse is everywhere, and it's very often connected with, when you take a wife, that kind of thing. So he's got some other Strong's numbers here: 4111, praise of God; 4126, a coming in and entrance; 4302, to say beforehand, to predict. And so we know that the moon, the stars, the sun, they're all for God's purposes and for his signs and for his seasons. Genesis 1:14 says that. Then God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from night, and let them be for signs and seasons and for days and years. So why not look at the blood moon? And so this is a really great chart. Thank you, Daniel. You rock, bro. We are hoping it's Hanukkah. We certainly do not know if it's Hanukkah, but man, if you were a bride and you were getting antsy and you wanted your bridegroom to come, you would be doing the same thing. You'd be looking and watching and waiting just like the rest of us. So if you're not tight with Christ, get tight with Christ. Enter into a relationship with him, because you just never know when we're going to fly. Love you guys. Take it easy. One day closer. Go, Jesus, go.